So I covered the new PlayStation update in my last video, and I brought up everyone's biggest concern, which was that anyone could now, at any time, record your voice while you're in a party with them because you have agreed to it with the new terms of service agreement. What I didn't know when I made that video is there is actually a lot more to the story most people didn't see because they didn't fully look into the new code of conduct that came with the newest update. I've seen a lot of people on the internet and in the comments of my last video saying it only applies to the PS5, which I don't see how that makes it any better because the funny thing about the PS5 is the new controller comes with a built-in microphone just to make it even easier for Sony to eavesdrop on you at any moment. So now that you are fully willing and agreeing for people to record you and record anything that you say at any point, which is based on their new broad guidelines, anything can be used to ban you at this point. Something I haven't seen anyone really talk about is the fact that in the new code of conduct, one of the things you have agreed to is allowing Sony to access your personal information and then sell that information to third-party companies at any time. These third-party companies also at times can come in and take your personal data and do whatever they want with it. This is especially scary when you take into account that Sony has been hacked many times, leaking millions of players' personal information, specifically in 2011 when more than 77 million users had their personal information including credit card details stolen, and the entire system was taken down for a few days. If I was a PlayStation fan, I would be really concerned for my privacy right now with this new update, especially based on these new policies that are being implemented. Since my last video, they have actually taken down the entire original blog post where they detailed all of the new policies, which is very scary. In the original post, there was a section that read, "You hereby authorize us to use, distribute, copy, display, and publish your user information without payment to you. Some content on PSN may have features that allow your user information to be recorded by a user and distributed to any third party publicly, including users outside of PSN. You agree that any third party may record, use, and distribute your information for any reason without any restrictions or compensation to you. Additional terms may apply, including the terms of any game publisher or service provider. Please review all terms carefully. If you do not want your information to be used, recorded, or distributed, please do not use or access PSN." Basically what they're saying is that if you don't want your personal information given out to anybody at any time and used for whatever they want to do with it, fuck off and don't use PlayStation Network. They have now removed all of this info from their original blog post, updating it to look more user-friendly. As you can see here, they completely remade the blog post, getting rid of all the original listings of the code of conduct and all the new rules because so many people were having a huge backlash about it. But that doesn't mean that they're not still in place, they just don't want you to see it. All of these PlayStation fanboys are defending this, saying that this is only on PS5. But like I said before, the funny thing is that they have now basically bugged your house with a fucking controller that has a microphone in it that's right by your face all the time, recording anything that you say. And now that you have agreed to any user, Sony, or third-party company using your information and recording your voice and selling your personal information, I find this especially concerning. Allowing people to record and report you at any time may seem like an okay thing to do to some people, but with the broad scope of their new code of conduct, now trolling is considered enforceable, a term that is very, very broad and encompasses many different situations. How is this going to be enforced by someone with no context? What if Jimmy tells Billy a joke that is taken out of context and recorded and sent off to Sony? How will the Sony safety team, as they call themselves, reasonably enforce these rules without knowing what the situation was? What if someone tells Jimmy to say the N-word and somebody records it? Now he's lost his account for someone setting him up. I'm sure you can see where this gets very complicated and ridiculous, and that is exactly the problem. We are already living in such a PC world that this is just feeding into that mentality that so many people are trying to push on the gaming industry. Here's another one that comes down to context. If you use bugs and glitches in a video game, you can be banned now? Are you fucking kidding me? These are things that the game designers have put in the game, either by mistake or on purpose. And now if you use any kind of bug or glitch, you're able to be banned? That's fucking stupid. They should have put out a game that was done in the first place, not allowed these glitches and bugs to be in place. The player is simply taking advantage advantage of a system that they left in the game themselves. Sony is gaining full power over you with these new guidelines. They're basically creating a totalitarian government, which is a government that has full control over freedom of speech and anything that a person does. They can now sell your user information at any time and pick and choose what you can and can't say while you're using their service. Sony can record anything for any reason at any time and stretch these guidelines to fit virtually any criteria they see fit to ban you. They have gained complete and utter control over their user-generated content, which is completely legal based on the fact that they are a privately owned company, and you, the user, have agreed to their new terms and conditions. So you have basically signed over your rights as a player. You have no more rights. They own everything that you put on their system. The problem with the PlayStation community, especially the ones defending these new policies, is that they blindly follow a giant corporate company that just sees you as stats on an Excel sheet and uses that information to make a profit. Just based on the fact that they have now taken down their original post and replaced it with this new one shows that if enough people provide backlash over bullshit new implementation, changes can be made. The issue is that if people just blindly accept these new things being implemented into their products, there will be no change. A great example is the backlash that Battlefront 2 received over its microtransactions that were quickly removed from the game and reworked to actually make sense and be fair to the player base. If enough people make a stink about something, changes can be made, but if you just simply accept everything they do, they will not make any changes. I hope that everyone, whether you are a Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, or PC fan, whatever the fuck you are, I hope that you can see this is a much bigger issue than just with PlayStation. This is about gaming as a whole. If we allow Sony to take full and utter control over our personal information and delegate what we can and can't say, who's to say this won't become the norm in gaming in general? If you allow Sony now to basically, like I said, become a totalitarian government with control over your freedom of speech and the ability to sell and use any of your personal information, this is creating an extremely concerning precedent that will affect the entire gaming industry if changes aren't made now. So if you're a PlayStation fan, I really hope that you can see how negative of an impact this is going to be on you, and I hope that you can stop defending these actions that Sony is taking to gain complete and utter control over your user-generated content. But you guys let me know, what do you think? Do you agree with me that this is a scary situation that is not only affecting PlayStation users, but in the future could affect the entire gaming industry in general and the gaming community? You guys let me know. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate all the love on my last video. It did amazingly well, way better than I thought it would do. I'm really enjoying making these videos. I'll be coming out with some new ones soon. Once again, check out my older videos if you haven't already. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos like this. All right, peace out.